I'm Scott Snyder.
And I'm Greg Capullo. Together, we are Snyder and Capullo. I
We
know
are.
there's stuff to figure out on your own. That's why I gave you a little.
And our book right now is called Dark Knight's Metal. We're bringing it out from DC. It's our big summer event. It's got an awesome foil cover. And yeah, we're really happy to be here at Midtown
And not,
signing.
and not to mention, you could have fun with our cover, right? You could see it fits. It's kind of like a game. And you can unlock a secret part of the universe where all the seven evil Batmen come pouring through if your hand happens to fit the cover print perfectly. That's a lie, right?
It is. It is. Midtown.
Comics. Midtown Comics.
You want me to start? All
Well,
right.
your list is going to be long. I should
It
just
is.
be one and done.
Go
Right?
ahead.
I'll be honest with you. Right? I'm an artist for comics, so since I've been an artist for comics, I don't get much time to read comics. I'm too busy drawing comics. I get these sent to my house, so I kind of can read these. Plus, I have a cheat sheet. It's called a script that I get ahead of the curve. But I do want to say, point out one book, both for the writing, but the artist, because obviously an artist, I gravitate toward artists more than I do a writer. No offense, but Ron Garney on his Daredevil run to me is fantastic. And the thing about Ron, I mean, because we both are from sort of the same generation and go back quite a ways. And at one point when Scott and I were really just starting to take off, and it was like so surprising to us, and I was in disbelief. Was a similar time when Ron seemed to be like kind of feeling down about comics, and I gave him some encouraging words because I just think he's so great, and he's just completely reinvented himself with his art. He switched to digital, and it's a completely different style for him, but it's magnificent. And I just had to give a shout out because I'm so impressed with what Ron's doing, and I think anybody who wants to pick up a comic book should definitely check out this one right here, man.
Yeah, I love that one too. And I love the writing on it. Charles, who is a great friend and also a terrific writer.
You gravitate more to writers, I bet.
I do. I do,
See?
but sometimes I pick it up for the art. I do. I like this cover caught me, even though I love Dan Slott. I love Spider-Man, but this actually was one of those ones. I didn't even know if he wrote it because I saw it and I was like, it's beautiful. That's Charles. I love Jason. Jason is one of my favorite writers, but also what he does with Assad and all the stuff that he's done on Thor is incredible. I have not read Secret Empire 8 yet, but I got it just because I'm very, very excited to see how it plays out. I think Nick is a great writer, and what Daniel is able to do on it, and also Andrea Sorrentino, it's been great. Tom Taylor, amazing guy, best
Yeah.
Australian accent, really fun. He's got a good cap.
Won't let me take his cap off.
I know.
I
right?
tried
That's
one
what I was
time,
gonna
and he
say.
said, "No, the cap never comes off." I'm
It's
going
like-
like, even occasionally my glasses come off, brother. Now I have to get the hat off because I'm wondering if like there's an eyeball on the top of his head or something.
He's
like
intense, dude. He's intense about it. But yeah, Kieran and Jamie, Wicked and Divine is amazing. Jordy and Vanessa Redlands, love that book. Pete and Pat, Superman, Pat Gleason, Pete Tomasi, they're amazing.
that. Yeah,
Music.
yeah, Gleason's great.
And I gotta give like serious credit to Josh Williamson and Carmine. Like what they're able to do with Flash is just so good. And Josh is a dear friend, and what he's helped so much on Metal, as has James Tynan the fourth. And what he's done on Detective is just revelatory. So him, Ben Percy on Green Arrow, yeah, we picked up our own book too, right? Kids need a new pair of shoes.
And I will tell you though, if I did have the time to go through comics, because I'm looking through some of these and I looked at some others on the shelves, the level of artistry coming out of the comics biz, across the board is just. I think it's some of the best art being produced all at one time in a generation of artists. And I would be drooling over so much of this stuff that you've got out here on the table and what's on the show. So, I mean, I think this is a great time for any comic fans to be involved with comics. I just think you can't go wrong. You pretty much throw a dart at a shelf these days and pick out something that's great.
No, and I think a lot, like the reason I like a lot of the guys that I mentioned writer-wise here too is because I feel like in this era there's a lot more confluence where I know that Josh works with his artists and James same and Pete the same, where we're all friends and they're all friends with their artists, and they sort of adjust their style to fit whoever they're working with.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like part of the sort of joy of picking up a comic like this is that I know these guys are having a really good time together and finding a way to work together that makes something that is exciting for both of them.
But
So,
not better
you know?
than us.
No,
Because
no,
we
well,
have the best relationship in comics. No one can argue that. We love each other, even though sometimes I want to kill him. You know.
Yes, he was just making fun of my hair.
Yeah. But it's growing on me. Well, not on me, as you can see. It's growing on him. But I like it anyway. I love you.
I love you too.
See that?
Bro.